Most of you are not going to take the Hopkins Contact Tracing course, which for some of you will take anywhere from 4 to 5 hours. I'm going to just show you one little tidbit that's really important for most of you to understand what happens when we open up, and then who is responsible for when someone tests positive and when they have symptoms and how to trace. So this screen right here comes from the course, but it talks about definitions. So a case is going to be somebody that all of a sudden has a symptom. They call whoever, they get their test, it comes back positive. That's going to go to the health department. They're going to then call you. Your regular doctor is going to call you first to let you know the health department's calling, but the health department's going to call. And now they need to go and figure out who are the contacts to trace for you. So notice this. They're going to go back 2 days before you started feeling ill. A close contact, this is real important, within 6 feet for 15 plus minutes. Now they say it can be 10 to 30 depending on what your guidelines are. So again, how many people are you going to remember that were in that time slot that are near you? I mean, pretty difficult. I couldn't remember. So proximate contact for extended period. So I think you get the idea right here on the screen. When you go to a large event and you're elbow to elbow to people, it's very difficult to get in within that 5-day window to contact all the people that become a contact to the person that was ill, who probably didn't know it or had a fever and thought it was something else. This is pretty simple. So I'm not going to go through the whole course, but I would tell you if you want to know more, you'd say it. So this is not something you're seeing. The next thing, too, is when you become a contact, what does that mean? You are going to be asked to quarantine. If you have no symptoms, they're just going to tell you to stay home for 14 days. They will get help if you need help. If you refuse, well, they have rules for that, too. And this also is like a business. So think about the lettuce is a really good example. There was a lettuce issue, E. coli. All of a sudden, a bunch of people in different states started getting ill. They traced it back to a particular town or area called Salinas, California. They got it all the way back to, at that point, they removed all the lettuce or whatever, the romaine that was, yes, from Salinas, and then restocked with stuff not from Salinas. And of course, shut down the farm and figured it all out. So that's a really good example just for tracing back lettuce. Here we're going to have to trace people and trace a person's day, 2 and 3 days, maybe a couple forward. What if they were a bartender and they didn't answer the call and they didn't know they were a contact and they just worked 4 10-hour shifts? There's going to be a lot of people they have to remember. So again, it's called sheer math. Numbers don't lie. And it's very hard to do contact tracing for very large groups that are around each other for an extended time. That will be a plane, a bar, a tight closed environment. So again, do what you want. Just a little more information. And this does come from Hopkins. It is an approved course for contact tracing, and it is free. And if you want to learn more, you can take it. You can speed up these videos and make it really fast. Again, I'll go through the syllabus even, see what you might learn. It's going to be really interesting.